What's going on, guys? It's Adrian. Yeah, boy. Don't mind the goggles. I kind of just forgot to take them off. I was just in the pool. But yeah, so today I want to go over the New York Giants depth chart. Basically, make a prediction video for who I think is going to be on the team after cutdown day. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. Hopefully, this doesn't last too long. I know I've been doing like hour-long videos. I just can't help it. I just love talking about the Giants. You know what I mean? But let's get right into it. So quarterback, I'll do first. That was a little out of the screen there. Okay. Wait, let me fix that. All right. That should be all right. All right. We're going to do quarterback first, obviously. So it's basically a guarantee at quarterback. It's super easy. Daniel Jones is starting. Tyrod Taylor is a good backup. They're going to make the team. Tommy DeVito, I'd be very surprised if he made the team, but he will be on the practice squad. He looks pretty good in the preseason, so he's definitely going to be our practice squad quarterback, I believe. So there's quarterback. At running back, Saquon's a lock. I think Breida and Eric Gray are both locks to make the team. Breida as the main backup, and Eric Gray they just drafted, so he's definitely going to be on the team. He hasn't looked too great in the preseason, so he's got some work to do, but he's probably also going to be our returner. And then I think we will keep a fourth running back. It's really between Gary Brightwell and Jashawn Corbin. James Robinson has looked really bad in the preseason, so he's definitely getting cut. But it really depends on what they think of Brightwell and Jashawn Corbin. I know they really like Jashawn Corbin, but they used Brightwell more last year. They didn't use Corbin at all. He was on the practice squad last year. But Brightwell also, I don't think he's really played in the preseason, or at least I haven't seen him play. So does that mean that he's been injured, or does that mean that they're holding him out because they want him on the team and they know? I'm not sure. Brightwell brings more special teams play, but you don't really notice him on special teams either. But because he plays special teams and he played last year and looked actually pretty decent when he got runs, I put Gary Brightwell on. It could definitely be Jashawn Corbin though. Either way, I think the one that doesn't make the team is going to be on the practice squad. I have Brightwell with Corbin on the practice squad. It could flip flop, but that's what I got for running back. Moving on to wide receiver. Wide receiver was a little confusing. It's a little hectic, but this is what I have. I think they're gonna keep at least six. I think there's possibly gonna be a seventh, but Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, Paris Campbell, and Jalen Hyatt are locks. That's four right there. And then Wandale is a lock as well. I have him on the pup though. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on, let me. I'm struggling with this. There we go. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Boom. Okay, I think it's actually fixed now. Okay. Um, yeah, Wandale Robinson, I think he's a lock. It just remains to be seen if he's going to actually make the roster or be on pup. You know what I mean? I have him on pup for now, but they have been talking about taking him off of pup, which means that he would be on the roster. If he's on pup, he misses the first either four to 6 games. I can't remember if it's 4 or 6. I should have looked that up before I made the video, but I don't think they want him to miss those games, but I don't know. It remains to be seen. They're talking like he's going to make it back, but for now, I have him on the pup. So that's 5. Wait, Hodgins, Slayton, Hyatt, and Paris Campbell, and Wandale. So yeah, that's 5 guaranteed on the roster. The sixth, it really depends. Well, I think Sterling Shepard's going to make the team. He's looked like he's back pretty much to me. They haven't played him all that much in the preseason, but like if you watch him in like practice videos or warm-ups, he looks like he's burning the corners, our corners at least. So yeah, I have Hodgins and Shep, Slayton and Hyatt, Campbell and Wandale. That's 6. Um, if Wandale makes it, Cole Beasley, I think is probably going to get cut. But as I have Wandale on the pup, I have Cole Beasley making it as our backup slot. And then right at the end of like the roster, Colin Johnson was like the 53rd guy. So there's a good chance Colin Johnson gets cut, especially since he got hurt in the preseason game and hasn't done much. He's looked solid in practice though. He makes big plays, and I think he could be like a perfect backup for Isaiah Hodgins. So I have him making the team, but he could easily get cut. Um, and then Jamison Crowder. Honestly, Jamison Crowder is pretty much in a battle with Cole Beasley to be the backup slot right now, depending on the Wandale situation. And I think Cole Beasley's been winning, but they could pick Crowder over him, but I think they're going to pick Beasley. Jaden Mickens is getting cut. Maybe he makes a practice squad. Um, and then practice squad players, I have David Sills, Bryce Ford Wheaton, and Khalil Pimpleton. Bryce Ford Wheaton and Khalil Pimpleton, I think, are pretty much guaranteed for the practice squad. David Sills, they really like him, but he's also been on the team for like, what, 3 years now, and he hasn't made any impact. He started like 4 games last year and didn't do anything, so I don't even know if he got a catch. I really like David Sills, but I just don't know if he's cut out for the NFL. So he might not even make the practice squad. But that is what I have for wide receiver. So Isaiah Hodgins, Sterling Shepard, Colin Johnson, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt, Paris Campbell, Cole Beasley, and then Wandale on the pup. And that would be Hodgins and Slayton starting, Campbell in the slot. Jalen Hyatt's definitely going to be playing this year. He might take Slayton's spot before the end of the year. And I think Shep's going to get in there some too. And then Cole Beasley's probably going to be the main slot guy to start off the year, even if Wandale comes back. Because if Wandale makes the team, he might not be ready for week 1. So Cole Beasley, honestly, I'm going to retract my previous statement. Cole Beasley's almost a lock to make the team at this point, which surprised me because I don't know, if y'all saw my video when we signed Cole Beasley, I had no faith in him even making the team. But I also thought Wandale was going to be back at the time, or that they would pick Jamison Crowder over him. But anyway, that's enough with receivers. Let's go to tight end. So locks at tight end, Darren Waller and Daniel Bellinger are locks to make the team. They should be a solid duo there. They really like Lawrence Cager, and he can spell Darren Waller more than anyone else on the team. Not that he's Darren Waller, but he can make some plays. So I think he's definitely going to make the team. And then I think we're going to keep a fourth tight end. It's going to be between Tommy Sweeney and Chris Myrick. I originally had Chris Myrick making the team, especially because they use him in like a fullback type role. So they do really like Chris Myrick. But I ended up going with Tommy Sweeney because they brought him in from the Bills. They seemed to like him. They were playing him a little. He can catch and he can block somewhat. I like Chris Myrick better, but I'm like predicting that they're going to keep Tommy Sweeney. I would love for them to keep Chris Myrick though. Either way, I have Myrick on the practice squad. I think they'd put Sweeney on the practice squad if Sweeney doesn't make it. And they're cutting Ryan Jones. Yeah, Darren Waller, big year coming, unless he gets hurt. Hopefully not. Cross your fingers. But yeah, Darren Waller should have a big year. Bellinger, he caught a touchdown in the preseason game. I think he's gonna have a big game too. Um, I think Cager's gonna have some plays too. I think that it looks like in the preseason that they made some plays specifically for him when Waller's not in there. Or if they do like a 3 tight end set or a 2 tight end set with Waller and Cager. I don't know. It should be fun. It should be a fun year. But that's what I got for tight end. Let's move to the O line. So, O line, I think we have like 6 locks, pretty much. So, Thomas and Neal are locks at tackle. Glowinski, Bredesen, John Michael Schmitz, and Josh Azuda. So, we got 6 locks, are all locks for the inside. I think, yeah, Andrew Thomas obviously starting at left tackle, Evan Neal starting at right tackle, John Michael Schmitz has taken center. Mark Glowinski should be starting at left guard. I think it's left guard. It's either left or right guard. And then it looks like Ben Bredesen has won the battle over Josh Azudu for the other guard position. Josh Azudu is definitely going to get playtime though as well as the swing. He might be the swing guard. He pretty much just plays. I want to say right guard. It could be left guard. He plays one of those. The opposite of Mark Glowinski, Azudu plays. He hasn't really played the other spot. Bredesen plays all over the place. They love Ben Bredesen, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing in every single game. Yeah, and then we need a swing tackle. It seems like Matt Pert has won that position for now. This could be a spot where we look for another player after cuts. We might try to bring in another swing tackle because Pert hasn't looked amazing. He's looked okay, but he's still got the same problems that he's had since pretty much his rookie year, which is not great. But he has beaten out Tyree Phillips from the looks of it because Tyree's had a bad camp. He looked solid last year, so I'm not sure what's happened. But yeah, Matt Pert, in my opinion, has won the swing tackle spot. So he's making it as the swing tackle. And then I was only going to keep 8, and I picked Tyree Phillips as the 8th guy to make the team because he can play tackle and guard. But then when I came back around and I was getting close to the end, I decided to add a 9th O-line player. I think we took 9 last year, and if we do take 9, I think, or keep 9, I mean, I think Shane Lemieux's going to be the guy because I think they do still like Shane Lemieux, and he has looked pretty solid as far as I've seen in the preseason. Um, and once upon a time, we thought he might have been our starting guard of the future. So, yeah, I have him keeping Shane Lemieux as well as the backup guard. Um, so we're cutting Julian Davenport, has barely been on the team. Wyatt Davis, who has looked terrible in the preseason. And then I cut Jack Anderson and Sean Harlow. They do like Jack Anderson, so he could be a practice squad guy. And then Marcus McKeithen, I believe, is going to be on the practice squad. He could make the team, but it just seems like there's too many bodies there, and he hasn't shown anything. So I think he's going to be a practice squad guy. And then I have Corey Cunningham going to the practice squad. He was in the running to be our swing tackle as well, but he just hasn't looked too good either. He might not be the practice squad, but I think we'll keep a tackle there, and Corey Cunningham makes the most sense. Now we could have Devery Hamilton, I believe, is his name. We recently cut him or waived him with like an injury designation, so he could come back on like the practice squad as well. He's been around the team for a little while. The team seems to like him. He's been on and off the regular team. So he could make a comeback, but this is what I have for now. So we got Thomas Neal, Matt Pert, and Tyree Phillips at tackle, Glowinski, Bredesen, JMS, Izudu, and Shane Lemieux on the inside. Now let's move to defense. We're going to go to the D line. We have quite a few what I would consider locks. Pretty much everyone I put on the team is a lock for D line. Obviously, we got Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, the behemoths in the center. And then their backups, who we signed, Ashawn Robinson and Nacho, Raheem Nunez Roches. I think they're all locks. And then Jordan Riley has he's been a run stuffer. He's a big man, big run stuffer, and a draft pick. I think he's a lock as well. So those 5, I think, are locks. Could we keep a 6th? Yes, we could. If we do keep a 6th, I think it'll probably be DJ Davidson. He was a draft pick last year, and he looked all right last year before he went down with injury. But we've added so many bodies there, he just might not make the team. And he was an older rookie. Excuse me, and he was an older rookie too, so it's not like he's like a super young guy. But yeah, so I got Kobe Smith, Brandon Bryant, Kevin Atkins, and Donovan Jeter all getting cut. And then I have DJ Davidson and Ryder Anderson making the practice squad. Ryder Anderson actually has potential to make the team as well. I know he's dealing with an injury, so I'm not sure what they think of that, but I have him and DJ Davidson going to the practice squad for now. One of them could make the team. I don't think both of them would, but one of them could. And I think they would pick Davidson over Anderson, but who knows? I have them both going to the practice squad. So moving on to edge. This one was kind of tough because I feel like they should keep 5. It's just that the depth is so bad here. This is a spot where they could definitely add somebody that gets waived in final cuts as well. Obviously, Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, and Jihad Ward are locks. That is, Tibbs and Azeez are obviously the starters, and then Hadi is a Wink Martindale favorite and the main backup to both of them. He makes I guess he makes decent plays. He's all right. He's good veteran presence. And then we're definitely going to keep at least one more backup. Right now, O'Shane Ximenez is like on the depth chart ahead of Tamon Fox and Baldonado, but he's looked bad in the preseason. Ximenez has, and and honestly, it didn't look like they wanted to keep him anyway. I think they wanted to draft someone here, but then they ended up trading a bunch of their draft picks, so that this is one of the positions where they got left out. So yeah, I think Tamon Fox has looked better, and I think they like him better, and I think he deserves it more. So I have Tamon Fox making the team. O'Shane Ximenez getting cut. Deshaun Bauer getting cut. I haven't seen much from him. And then Baldonado is an interesting case. He was an undrafted rookie. He could be the undrafted rookie like Tamon Fox was last year. Baldonado could be the undrafted rookie that makes the team if they keep 5. I have them just cutting him and putting on the practice squad. He's made some plays in the preseason though so far, so he could be a guy for the future for him. And I like him. I do like him. He's big. He's kind of like what Ellerson Smith was supposed to be for us. Baldonado has looked like that, so he could definitely make the team. But I don't think they're too worried about someone claiming him, so I think he will go through and make the practice squad. So that's edge. Got 4 there. Now we get to linebacker. Um, I think 3 of these guys are locks. Like Okereke obviously is a lock. He looks like he's going to be a really good middle linebacker for us, captain of the defense. And then I think McFadden and Beavers are both locks as well. They seem to like both of them. McFadden has looked better in the preseason, but they've like been really bullish. Sorry if you guys hear. There's a lawnmower out there. Let me close this door really. All right. Yeah, they've been really bullish though on Darian Beavers, on him being the main will linebacker, but Mike McFadden I think has beaten him out from the preseason play. McFadden also had all of last year to learn, whereas Beavers missed every. He hasn't played in an NFL game yet, so it makes sense that McFadden would beat him out. But yeah, they should both make the team. I think they'll both be playing a lot anyway. And then Carter Coughlin and Cam Brown. I have both of them making the team. They're both really good special teams players. Cam Brown was a captain last year on the team, like the special teams captain. And then Carter Coughlin is just nasty on coverages. So I think they're both going to make the team. If one of them gets cut, I think it'll probably be Coughlin. But I have both of them making the team as of now. And then I have Ray Wilburn getting cut. He just got signed to the team. I haven't really seen him. And then Deontay Johnson making the practice squad. Deontay Johnson looks like he has some skills, so I think they would want to keep him around. But probably not going to make the team. Moving on to corner. Corner is a mess. If there's anywhere that's a mess on this team, it's corner, right? So, we got a couple locks on here. Adoree Jackson's a lock, Cordell Flott, Deonte Banks, and Trey Hawkins. That's 4 guys that I think are locks. Adoree Jackson, the vet, and then Flott, Banks, and Hawkins, the young guys that they've drafted. Darnay Holmes is such a question mark. He could be our starting slot guy, or he could be straight up cut. They really wanted Flott to win the nickel job, but he's looked rough in the preseason. And so has Darnay, though, so it doesn't look like either of them should be our starting nickel. So I think this is another spot where we're probably going to add somebody. There's somebody actually going in for... The Giants are bringing in, was it like William Jackson or something? Actually, let me look it up real quick. Right now, it could be Darnay Holmes, day 1 starting. I have him getting cut just because he looks like he's a bad fit for the Wink Martindale system. And he has a cap saving, like for a couple mil, that I think they would value. So I think Darnay gets cut. But that doesn't mean Flott starts there. They've had Adoree playing in nickel, which he hasn't played since I think high school or something like that. But he's a really good corner. And he's shorter, which a lot of nickel guys and slot guys are. So I think he'll actually slide right in and be a good nickel for us. But if we move him to nickel, that means we're going to start Banks and Trey Hawkins, two rookies, as our left and right corner. That's dangerous. This could be, we could have some big plays coming against us, especially when we play like the Eagles and the Cowboys, who have some good receivers. Banks and Hawkins are definitely going to have some bumps and bruises, but the way I see it, as of right now, they're going to be our two outside starting corners, and they can make plays. Banks has looked much better in the preseason than he did at the start of practices and start of training camp. And Trey Hawkins, it's almost been the opposite. Trey Hawkins has like come down a little bit to like looking like a rookie actually, whereas like in training camp he's like, holy crap, we got a steal, which I think we actually did get a steal. Trey Hawkins looks like he can be a starting corner in the league, but he's definitely going to have some big plays come against him. But yeah, so those four, and then Flott is going to be the backup nickel regardless what happens. Those four I have making the team, and then we're going to need a fifth corner at least. I have Amani Aroraway, I don't know. I have him making the team as our fifth guy. You know, veteran guy. He can play a little bit, so he could get cut. He hasn't looked great in the preseason, but I have him for now making it as our fifth guy. And Aaron Robinson, I know they like Aaron Robinson. He has been hurt though. He hasn't even been practicing yet, so I think he's a good shot to make the pup as well. If he does make the team, I think they're cutting Aurora away and Aaron Robinson makes the team. But I really do think he's going to start off on pup. And then, like I said before, I got them cutting Darnay Holmes. He's going to get claimed, so he's not going to be on the practice squad. They're going to cut Darren Evans, I think, and then Rodarius Williams actually just got cut like yesterday, but I still have him on this slide. He got claimed by the Bucks already too, so he won't be back. He also just didn't mesh with Wink. And then Jamon Green and Zion Gilbert I have going to the practice squad. Jamon Green, young guy that they want to build on, and then Zion Gilbert has looked kind of decent in the preseason. I think he made a big play in the last game. So I think he comes out on the practice squad. I think he's a nickel corner too. So that's what I got for corner. And like I said, I do think we will sign somebody here. They're probably going to take Auroraway's spot. If it's William Jackson, cool. Yeah, so maybe they'll sign William Jackson. Maybe they'll sign somebody else. Clearly they're looking though, so I think they're going to add somebody here. Hello, kitty. But let's move on. I've talked about corner enough. Safety. I'll move this over. Safety. So, yeah, Xavier McKinney, definitely a lock even after the hand incident. He's a really good player. And then I think Jason Pinnock and Dane Belton are also both locks to make the team. It looks like Jason Pinnock is going to be the starting safety. He looked pretty dang good in the preseason, and I think he's going to make the loss of Julian Love hurt just a little bit less, because he looked pretty good. And then Dane Belton's kind of like a little ball hawk back there. I think he's going to play quite a bit as well. I think Nick McLeod's definitely going to make the team. They seem to really like him, and he can play safety and corner. He's converted to safety this year, but he can play corner in a pinch. So I think he's definitely going to make the team. And then they seem to like Javarius Owens as well. He's looked pretty solid in the preseason, and at one point it was even looking like he could try to make a push to be the starting safety until Jason Pinnock decided he was locking it down. So I think Owens is going to make the team as well. Now that leaves out Bobby McCain in my little depth chart scenario. Bobby McCain could make the team, but I don't think they would keep him over Owens just because Owens is a younger guy that they can build. So if they keep Bobby McCain, I feel like they would keep 6 safeties, which is just a little too much for me. So I think Bobby McCain is going to be the odd man out, and he's going to get claimed if we cut him. So he won't be making the practice squad. He could make the team though. We'll see what happens. And then I have Alex Cook making the practice squad, young undrafted guy. Makes sense. So that's what I got at safety. Pinnock is going to be the starter. Belton's probably going to get some tread though, some play time. Honestly, Nick McLeod, you good? What's wrong, dude? You're fine. Honestly, Nick McLeod's probably going to get some playtime too. Um, so yeah, that's what I got at safety. And then last but not least, of course, special teams. This is pretty much obvious. Graham Gano and Jamie Gillen are the kicker and punter. They didn't even bring in any. Graham Gano is one of the best kickers in the league, so that's fine. Jamie Gillen, they probably should have brought in somebody to like compete with him because he was like up and down last year, but they didn't. So he's definitely making the team. And then Casey Kreider is just a really good long snapper. So Cam Lyons, they brought him in to compete with Kreider for whatever reason, but Kreider's going to be the guy. And Cam Lyons, he could make the practice squad, but I just have him getting cut. We can bring him back at any time. I doubt anyone's going to really bring him in. Maybe, who knows? But that's what I got for special teams. I will say last year, Talking Giants brought this up. Last year, they actually cut Casey Kreider so that somebody could make it through and they could put him on IR, which I think for Wan'Dale Robinson or Aaron Robinson, that could be a very real possibility. So look out for like if Casey Kreider gets cut, they're probably just keeping like Wan'Dale or Aaron Robinson on the team so that right after cutdown day, they can bring Kreider back on and put Wan'Dale or Aaron Robinson on IR instead of PUP. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think PUP is they have to miss the first 6 games, and IR they miss the first 4 games. I think that's the difference, like 2-game difference, which could be big. So look out for that. They could be doing that with Wan'Dale or Aaron Robinson. But yeah, that's what I got for the Giants 53-man prediction. If you like what I'm talking about, if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, and have a fantastic day.